Pete here, USSL on YouTube, and welcome to my first vlog. Why am I doing this? I don't know. It's going to be fun. We're going to head out to the range today. I woke up this morning and it is absolutely beautiful in Las Vegas. I hope wherever you're at, maybe the snow has subsided, maybe the freezing cold weather has started to go away. I don't know. I know the north has been getting hit pretty darn good. I hate to brag a little bit, but right now in Las Vegas, in the middle of February, now it is only 57 degrees, which is kind of chilly, except that big ball of fire up in the sky is blazing down on us and it feels amazing. I should have shorts on right now actually, but I've got some pants on. I got my USSL shirt on and I'm heading out to the range. We're running a United Pistol League match out there right now. The team's done a great job to get it ready and get it up and running for the local crew. Tomorrow, United Steel League at Silver State Practical, so may go back out there again tomorrow. But today, I'm gonna head out to the range for a couple of hours, film a little bit. I've got a private for a couple of hours starting at noon, and hoping to film maybe a little bit of a tip for today. Maybe I'll put a tip on each one of my vlogs, maybe get you guys to kind of check them out and see what's going on. And ultimately, I think this is a good platform to have you guys drop down into the comments. And if you have a question about things that we do on the range, question about reason why we build stages a certain way, questions about tips and tricks and things like that, these vlogs, I can check these pretty quickly. So once I launch this bad boy later on tonight, you guys can go down in the comments and again, go ahead and send me a comment. Tell me a little bit about, tell me about your day. Tell me about what you did today. Maybe take a second and say, you know what, today it was 0 degrees and dropping snow, so I didn't get to go to the range. But either way, tell me a little bit about your day. I'm telling you about my day, and we'll see how it goes. Either way, I'm gonna have a good time. Hope you guys are having a good time. I'm super stoked to head out and do some training. It's one of my favorite things I get to do. If I could teach every day, I would. I absolutely love it. It's been something I've been doing for a long time. Ever since I was in the Marine Corps back in 1992 to 96, I taught there. I was an instructor for division. I taught all kinds of different stuff, from Hearst Masters to marksmanship courses to Scout Skier School, all kinds of cool stuff. So, and that evolved into the years and years and years leading up to my start in practical shooting, teaching world level athletes in powerlifting, fighters, skiers. I worked with the US freestyle team for a little while with some friends of mine out of Colorado. Just love teaching, love helping, love coaching, love being a part of making people better. I don't know, it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel complete for the day. So as you know, I've got Team ISCOPE, and every member of Team ISCOPE has a title of some sort. Every member of Team ISCOPE has just evolved and gotten better and better and better over the years, including, I've got guys on my team that have won nationals, won world championship matches, and they're still out there fighting and trying to win a new one, maybe a new division. So I'm going to continue to help them do that, and it's definitely one of my favorite things I get to do. I worked with PGA golfers for a while in Hawaii, and that was super fun. Just seeing the mental side of that game, how much mental that game is. Obviously there's a lot of physical in the golf swing itself, but man, that's a mental game, and I really try to preach about practical shooting, how mental it is. People talk about, it's real physical, I gotta run, and and if you really think about it, do the math, there's going to be guys out there shooting today, United Pistol League, and they're going to be on the range for 4 to 5 hours, let's say, shooting 6 stages of pistol. And the average stage is going to take the average shooter 30-40 seconds to shoot. So I don't know, what's the math on that? 3.5 minutes. So for 5 hours on the range, you're actually on the clock scoring in your event for 3.5 minutes. So that leaves a lot of time for the mental side of the game to creep in. A lot of time for you to be upset about the previous stage, a lot of time for you to be stressed about the current stage, a lot of time, yes, there's some physical stuff going on in between those 3.5 minutes where you're resetting and loading mags and just walking around on the rocks. But if you really think about it, the amount of time you're actually scoring is only a few minutes, and so that leaves a lot of time for your brain to wander, a lot of time for the mental aspects of the brain to kick in and to think extremely positive about something that happened on your previous stage, as well as something that's going to go great on your next stage, okay? Rather than dwelling on the negatives from your previous stage and stressing about them leading repeating all the way up to the next stage. The worst thing that can happen is you're just going to repeat those bad habits, or shoot scared, which means you're shooting slow. You've got to let it go. My team has a rule: you only get 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes to be happy or mad, which means if you had a great stage, you can go high five everybody for 2 minutes, but then get yourself back grounded, start resetting, tell each other some jokes, get ready for that next stage. Or you can be angry. I want you to be angry. If you did something wrong and you're angry, that means you care, and that's important to me, that you care about your performance. So if you get angry, that's fine, but you've got to let it go. You've got to get angry just for a minute or so. You got to let it go. You got to believe that mistake, that error, that whatever went wrong is gone. You can't get it back, and you can't recover from it. You can learn from it, and then forget about it, and then move on to the next stage and do it right. And the best thing you can do in a match is, especially a local match, is go shoot all 6 stages correctly. If you could go to a local match and shoot all 6 stages correctly, no fumbled reloads, no forgotten reloads, no overrunning target positions, no mics on paper, no makeup shots on steel. Yeah, you're going to score some Charlies, you might score some Deltas, but leave the white target, leave the penalty target alone. Make sure it's 1 for 1 on steel. Do it right and see how you finish, see how you score. I encourage you to try that. So next time you have a local match, and you're not there to try to win the local match, you're there to try to practice for that next big event that's coming up. I encourage you to try to go to that local match, something me and my team do all the time, and shoot it clean, shoot it correctly, meaning no extra shots on steel, no mics, no penalty targets. Try to avoid overrunning positions, fumbling reloads, forgetting reloads, things like that, and just execute good, solid stage plans as fast as you possibly can without making mistakes, and see how you finish. See what happens. I know for me and my team, it kind of turns out really, really good. A lot of times if I shoot 6 stages well, and I know I didn't make any mistakes, and I pass one of my competitors on the range, and I go, how's your day going? And they go, I messed up on stage 2. I know right away. If they made a mistake, I probably got them. So, yeah, feel free to go out there, give it a try, check it out, see if it works for you. Again, down in the comments below in these vlogs, feel free to go ahead and hit me up and ask me some questions about what I do with my team, what kind of drills we do on the range when we're just practicing as far as in a match or not in a match, any kind of drills or skills or tips or tricks. If you want to ask, now's the chance. Go down in the comments and hit me up, and I'll do my best to answer those comments as fast as absolutely possible. And hope you guys have fun today. We're going to have some fun. I'll see you guys on the range. Here I am, all talking all this smack about how beautiful a day it was for the rest of you people in the country with the cold and the rain and the snow. And I wrap up my training session, which was awesome, by the way. Had a ton of fun. Great student learning really early on. Only been shooting a couple years and only been playing the game for a couple months. So super easy and super fun to really help him out early on. Protect from bad habits creeping in and things like that. Super cool. But yeah, and then right at the end of the session, it starts to sprinkle. We're out here building United Steel League for tomorrow, and I know we're doing 3 stages all shotgun and 3 stages all pistol, or the whole thing can be shot all pistol. So the guys need a little bit of help. I'm gonna help them out, and then hopefully maybe do a short little video on the plate rack or on plate transitions and tempo shooting, because that was what my plan was. So I'm gonna help them out a little bit, see if this rain clears out, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so I ran down, took a quick break. It actually started snowing, so again, my jinx for talking about the rest of the country being cold and having snow and blah blah blah. It's now 58 degrees. The sun isn't back out, it's behind a cloud, but it's peaking. So I'm gonna run back up here to my training bay and try to give you guys a little tip. So a lot of times people come to me and they ask, hey, can I go over to your training bay? I've got a MGM plate rack set up in there. It's always set up in the same place. It's about 15 yards from a table, and then like 12 yards from the front of the shooting area. And people are always asking me, hey, can I go shoot your plate rack? And it's at the end of the day, and I've told the team, if someone goes in there and the match is over and they've got someone in there watching them or whatever, they can let them shoot it for a minute, and if they got some rounds to kill or whatever, and then go in there and help them out if they have any questions or whatnot. But often what I hear is just like a 15 round mag, and then another 12 round mag, and another 15 round mag, and then I come over and they're out of ammo, and I go, hey, what are you working on? And it's always I just want to see how fast I can shoot the plate rack. So my advice, my tip of the day, tips and tricks. This is Pete's vlog tip of the day. My advice would be to instead of just seeing how fast you can shoot the plate rack, probably start with how fast or maybe how controlled you can control your trigger on a static plate. So we shoot a static plate 6 rounds without the transition, and a lot of times then the student still shoots, you know, 3 hits 3 misses, 4 hits 2 misses for 6 rounds. Take the time, learn how to control the trigger, press the trigger straight to the rear as fast as you possibly can, without disturbing sight alignment or sight picture, accepting the sight alignment and sight picture for what it needs to be for the target that's presented to you. And if you got a static plate and you can put 6 on it without missing at a certain pace, then the next step is to try to take that to the plate rack with that transition. And obviously with that transition, it's important that we understand how to transition the gun. But the key is, it's only about a 1 foot transition on MGM spacing, and so it's just allowing the body to unravel a little bit, or uncork a little bit as the gun is recoil recovering and falling to the next plate, and just controlling the trigger for 6 rounds. And if you can do that, and let's say, you know, 8/10 splits or 7/10 splits or 6/10 splits, then we can try to shoot a 5.5 or try to shoot a 5.0. But trying to shoot a plate rack in 2 seconds when you're having trouble still manipulating the trigger 6 times on 1 plate, probably some cooler things or some better ways that you can spend that ammo at the end of the day checking things out. All right, so I'm set up on the range. I've got my MGM plate rack. I also have a 10-inch MGM gong set up off to the side, and ultimately what I'm looking to do is shoot 6 shots at my 10-inch gong, recoil recover follow through back to the plate over and over and over again, and set myself a cadence. Now the 10-inch gong's bigger than the 8-inch plates. So distances, we're going to play with distances to have some fun. I usually keep the plate rack from the back of this table, it's 15 yards. From the front of this fault line, it's 12 yards. And then I set up markers, you know, 10. And of course, minimum distance is where everybody wants to try to go to shoot it as fast as possible. My goal right now isn't to shoot it as fast as possible, it's to shoot it with 6 rounds every single time. So if I'm going to take a minute to grab some training rounds and go over to the training area, I want to do what I can. I also have this awesome sun about to poke right back out, which is super cool. There it is. See? Boom, I'm blocking it. I also have this sun that's about to poke right out. That's a perfect time for me to train, because you never know in a match when you might end up on a stage with the sun in your face, and you still got to be able to execute. You don't get to just wait it off. So I'm going to continue on with what I'm trying to do here and see how it goes. What I'm going to do to start is a couple of 6-round drills on the static plate, and just set myself a cadence, set myself a time that feels comfortable. I can press the trigger over and over and over again and continue to get hits, and then we'll take that over to the plate rack. Alright, it looks like my sun's going in and out. I just grabbed a GoPro to set it up on the target just so maybe we can have some fun footage with it, maybe play with my vlog a little bit, learn some more video editing. But all I'm going to do here is just make ready, and then 6 rounds on target. I don't even have a clock, I don't even have a beeper, left my timer down there. I'm just looking at working on my trigger control and making sure I can get 6 hits over and over and over again, and then accelerate that to a point where maybe I'm right on that verge of not getting that 6th hit. So let's see how it goes. All right, it's a good start. I feel really good about it, actually. So 6 rounds, 6 hits, they all pretty good right in the middle of the target. So at that pace, at that target, at this distance, I feel extremely comfortable with everything that I see. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody has their own cadence and their own pace. But before you move into plate racks and maybe shoot a plate rack as fast as absolutely possible, 6 rounds, concentrating on the trigger, watching the gun do what it needs to do, keep concentrating on the trigger. My focus is always on my trigger, and I see everything as it's happening. So let's try and see if we can speed that up just a little bit. Whew, I'm gonna block that sun. Okay, so I sped that up just a little bit. Again, I probably should have a clock. I just happened to give Coop my last clock. I probably should have a timer so I can kind of take a look at that, but I know myself what my cadences are, and you, rather than wondering what my cadences are, should be wondering what your cadence should be to be able to execute those 6 shots on target correctly every single time. Again, I got a 10-inch plate, probably only about 10 yards away, so not the most difficult shot in the world. If I want to make that shot harder, obviously I just move back a little bit further and try to complete read it again. But my goal here was to just get a comfortable pace that I could put 6 shots on that target and now go to the plate rack. Okay, so that sun got super crazy bright, so I moved the camera around. Ultimately, I'm set up at the same distance to a slightly smaller plate. I'm at 10 yards from the plate rack. And my goal here is to still allow the gun to recoil, recover, back down to center, and I just changed my center. So I'm not gonna drag the arms across the plate rack. I'm gonna set up, and I'm gonna be prepared to rotate as the gun were to recoil, recover, and fall back to center. People call it falling the bouncing ball. I just like to think about 6 trigger presses, and then while the gun is in slight recoil, I get my finger off the trigger and back on the trigger so that the moment it falls to the next target, I break another shot. And my gun doesn't recoil that much. There's not much muzzle flip due to, you know, solid stance and grip. But all right, so my goal is just to run the same tempo cadence that I did on the 10-inch plate, where I held a group that was definitely inside the 8-inch plate at the same distance, but now add that little bit of transition. Again, still focused on the trigger, trying to see everything. That sun's definitely gonna play some havoc with me, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so about the same cadence. Again, just running a steady tempo, dragging it across. Can I do it faster? Possibly, not quite sure, especially with that sun. I think that last plate was right at the top of the plate. We'll see when I reset it. But running that same tempo, just thinking about the trigger, trying to get the gun where it needs to be, seeing everything, visualizing everything as it's happening. But ultimately, what I'd start with is a tempo or a cadence that allows me to get 6 hits on one target, try to take that same exact tempo or even slightly slower tempo to a plate rack, and then from there try to see if I can shoot the fastest plate rack ever, because that's what we're trying to do, right? That's the fun part. So one of the things me and my team have done to have some fun shooting plate racks and shooting them maybe a little bit quicker at the closer yard lines rather than just standing up there and going to war and hosing and spraying and hoping and praying. Come back here to the 15-yard line and we shoot a 6-round plate rack. Obviously the tempo on that plate rack, or the cadence on that plate rack, is going to be slightly slower than that cadence was at 10 yards, but we come back here at the about 15-yard line, and then we move up to like the 11-12-yard line, and then we move up to like that 8-yard line where I'm not really a fan of like getting right up to 7, but if you really want to go fast, everybody wants to get as close as they possibly can. I got this great quality MGM steel plate rack, so I feel comfortable shooting at 8 yards. But in most cases, in a match, you're never going to see it closer than 12 yards. So we shoot 15, 12, and then 9, 8, 9, somewhere around up there. The goal is 3 perfect plate racks, and obviously this one where I'm going to take my time. That one I'm going to give a little bit less time, try to accelerate a little bit, and then we'll go up close and see what happens. Ooh, and that sun just got really good. I know there's a camera right there showing you guys what that sun looks like. We'll see how that GoPro does. All right, 15 yards, good cadence, sun in my face, 6 rounds. So 15 yards, sun in my face, 6 rounds, 6 plates, make it happen. All right, so what happened there is I fired the first round and the sun is so bright that there was like this cloud. I know all you guys have experienced it once before, so that was fun. There was this cloud, and you heard there was a slight tempo change where I slowed down even more on the trigger as that cloud. I could see through that cloud and kind of identify what I needed to see to make sure I got 6 rounds on that plate rack. I'm actually kind of happy with that speed at that distance and with that much light. It's one of the worst times ever to shoot. We'll be able to see it. I'll show it to you on the GoPro. It's crazy, but I got my 6, so we're going to reset it, move up to 10. See what happens. All right, so I said we're moving up to 10. I was actually meaning we're moving up to about 12-ish. So just small increments, 15, 12, 10, 15, 11, 9, somewhere around there. Letting my guys do what they do. I hope that sun actually goes away before I get up to the next yard line, because it's pretty gnarly. But I'm going to try to shoot the same thing a little bit closer. Again, I only get 6 bullets, 6 for 6, and that allows me to move forward. When the team plays this, if you don't get your 6 back there, you're out. And if you come up here to the 10, 11, and you don't get your 6, you move back there. You only get to go up to the 9, 10, the super close range, whichever we decide it is. You only get to go up there if the other 2 went 6 for 6. And if not, you sit it out. So you're practicing good techniques, proper fundamentals, and absolute trigger control before you get to go up there and maybe let it fly. So we're here at, I think I'm at like right around 11, 12, maybe 11 and a half, and we'll see how it goes. And I think the sun's going to be nice. The sun's going away. Perfect. All right. I waited an extra second. The sun just went behind the cloud, so now it's absolutely perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and get my, God, I keep blinding myself by staring at the sun. See if I can get a good lineup. I'm back here at that 11-ish yard range. So I should be a little bit faster, but I still gotta get my 6 hits if I wanna move up there. All right, so I got my 6 here, so I get to move up and try one more time. Obviously, again, with the game, if you don't get it here, you got to move back there. There's no sense moving up there and going crazy unless you know how to do it right here. All right, I got to have my fun at 15. Got to have my fun a few yards up further. Now I'm up in that close range where you're probably never going to see a plate rack at this distance in a major match. But this is the place where you get to have a little bit of fun with it because I got to do it fun back there, and I still was able to do it clean from there. I get to move here and see what happens. The sun's finally gone. Not quite sure how it's going to go down, but we're going to figure it out. All right, so I got it. So that's the way we like to do it, or that's the way we do it as a team. Ultimately, it starts back at, for yourself, you know, you don't even need a steel plate. If you got some MGM steel, put it out there. But a paper plate, go get yourself a 9-inch pie plate, buy a whole pack of them, stick a pie plate out on a target stick, fire 6 rounds at it, go down range and look at it. If you don't have 6, keep doing it. Go back, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. And once you have all 6, well, now it's time to accelerate that. And so once you get all 6, get all 6 again, get all 6 again, get all 6 again, and maybe accelerate it. Little by little, get to the point where all 6 are good to go. You don't have a plate rack? Grab yourself 3 target stands and staple those 9-inch pie plates to those target stands, and you can go practice running a plate rack. Yes, it's a lot of fun to have an MGM plate rack, and a lot of fun to drive the plates down, and a lot of fun to just burn ammo all day at the plate rack. But ultimately, you take those pie plates and you do 5 strings. So 5 times you're going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it again. And if you go down there and you don't have 5 bullets on each pie plate, got to practice some more back on that single pie plate. Ultimately work on maybe moving across that series of pie plates, and then take it to the MGM plate rack, move it across that plate rack. Next time you get in a match, you're cruising through the match, and you're cruising through the paper, and it's looking good, and you're about ready to get to the plate rack. When you get into that position, you'll know exactly what tempo, what cadence you need to make those plates fall 6 for 6. And I promise you, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even if it's a little bit more deliberate than you wanted to, maybe you wanted to go faster, but it's just a hair more deliberate, a couple hundredths more deliberate, and all 6 of those plates fall, and you take off out of that position, you're going to feel so much better about that next position or that next stage, knowing that you did that correctly. Alright, heading home from the range. Had a fabulous day. Spent the last couple hours helping Coop get tomorrow's United Steel League matchup. Pretty stoked on that match. It actually looks pretty fun. If I manage to get this up and you guys happen to watch it, tomorrow's United Steel League match is going to be all 6 stages could be shot pistol. 3 of the stages could be shot all shotgun. Average round count per stage is in the low 20s. So realistically, you get through the match with about 75 pistols, 75 shotguns. So I'd bring 100 of each and don't miss too much. But it looks pretty fun. I may actually come back out and shoot it. Depends on how things go and all that good stuff. But anyways, just wanted to hit you guys back up. Talked a little bit on the range about the plate rack, and had one extra take on it, but everything else went pretty good. That was fun. Good little tip, tricks and tip. Good little tip for you guys. Had a great time with my student. He's got a lot of potential. Hope he's motivated, because he could be a really, really good student. He could be a great shooter in our game, and it just equates to everything else. You get your marksmanship skills down. If you have some tactical training, you can apply your marksmanship skills to your tactics. You know, take a cool class with some good tactical instructors. We got Paul Taylor with Controlled Chaos, and when he comes out to the grand match in May, he's gonna be setting up a class for you guys. So I recommend that's the one I'd recommend saving for and being prepared for, because you take 2 guys like me and Paul who work together a lot. You take his knowledge on that side of the game and some of my marksmanship knowledge, and you put that thing together, and that's a lethal combination. So could be fun. But as far as United Steel League tomorrow, the match looks awesome. If I get this up in time and you guys happen to see it, head out tomorrow. Registration 7:30 to 8:30, I think, maybe 7:45 to 8:45. And yeah, if you make it, we might see you on the range. So I was just driving home and I realized I still had my ears in, and it's because I have an amazing set of House of Hearing sound gear, custom molded volume ears, and so I tend to leave them in sometimes. They just, I can hear crystal clear with them, and I have pretty rough hearing as it is, so I absolutely love them. And House of Hearing sound gear, Chris Bain over at House of Hearing, putting those sound gear ears together. He comes out to some of our majors and does some of the molding at those matches. And he is a MIPP sponsor. So here we are, a quick little MIPP plug. He's one of your MIPP sponsors and members in Industry Partner Program. One of our MIPP sponsors, House of Hearing sound gear, Chris Bain will take 25% off of your custom molds, digital or silicone, if you get them done at one of our events. So I know you might have to travel. Obviously you can't do that if you live on the East Coast, so that kind of negates a little bit, but come to one of the majors, and especially if we can get Chris there, or come to a major somewhere where Chris is at, or you can swing into the St. George, Utah area, do some shooting out at SUPs, or go to TPC class, do something cool, and stop in, see Chris. If you are a member of the United Shooting Sports Leagues and he verifies your member number, you'll get 25% off your sound gear House of Hearing products. So I absolutely love them. I also have some over-the-ear muffs from Safariland that I absolutely love, and when I'm just quick trying to stick those on, walk around, talk to people, things like that, I wear those. But when I'm teaching, I often put those other ones in, and then when I'm shooting, I actually wear both. I actually wear my volume ears, I turn the volume down on them, and then I put my muffs on, and because I want to block out as much noise as absolutely possible. So again, quick plug, MIPP sponsor, sound gear House of Hearing, 25% off your digital and silicone products, and you'll check in with Chris Bain with House of Hearing on that. More information to come soon in your email, your MIPP email, and your MIPP packages, more information on that good stuff. But yeah, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're awesome. What are you doing? Sitting down? Good boy. You sitting because you're hungry? Huh? You hungry? And tired? Emmer, where's she going? Where's she going? Emmer, Smash, come here. Right. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, little boy? What are you doing? Alright. 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 And just like that, I'm back from the range. And gotta feed and water the kids. And close out this vlog and maybe get it out to you guys. So thanks for tuning in today. Hope you guys had some fun. Remember, this is the videos where you guys can write in the bottom in the comments, ask me some questions. So if you wonder what we did out on the range today, why we did what we did on the range today, if you have any questions that you could maybe get answered, now's the chance. Right down there, hit the comment button, send me a comment, say hi, tell me how your day was, if you shot today, if you shot well, and if you had anything that you learned from our quick little tip. Ow, you little cretin. We're in a quick little tip. From the quick little tip today, if you learned anything, then hit me up and tell me that thing worked for you. Till next time. Oh God, here goes the wrestling match. Till next time. See you guys on the range. Get him. Get him.